Coming to you from Maltby Studio at Slippery Rock University, I'm Peter Moran.
And I'm Shannon Golden. We'll have your news along with the weather forecast coming up on WSRU TV News.
Four Slippery Rock University students, including two SRU football players, are in custody following an off-campus robbery. Three of the students are facing charges after involvement in the armed robbery which took place on November 19th at the Grove apartment complex. The two players, identified as running back Julian Durden and defense back Calvin Anderson, were immediately and permanently dismissed from the team. The other students involved were identified as 22-year-old Robert Brown from Pittsburgh and 23-year-old Quantrell Jones from Johnstown. All of the men involved have been banned from campus and face not only criminal charges, but university sanctions as well.
In other news, this year's Pig Roast has been canceled. Due to a lack of funding and sponsorship, the Heights annual Pig Roast will not be held this year. Other reasons for the party's cancellation are unknown. However, it can be assumed that the students who were injured in the automobile accident during last year's celebration will be contributing reason. While news of the event's cancellation has been discouraging, there are SRU students already jumping on the opportunity to fundraise for the party themselves. All they ask is, if you're going to show up, show your support and donate.
Nearby in Lake Erie, a chemical-ridden ship was recently found polluting its waters. Identified as the Argo, records show the ship sank in 1937 with thousands of barrels full of benzol and oil. Only recently have we discovered that it has been leaking for nearly 80 years. Diver Tom Kowalczyk, who was the individual who found the wreckage in August, in cooperation with the U.S. Coast Guard, has pumped an estimated 10,000 gallons of the toxic waste from the barge. It has now been traced to reports of pollution in the United States and Canada. The cleanup is under a strict timeline with plans to finish before winter comes.
On Tuesday, November 21st, billionaire and presidential candidate Donald Trump insisted that he saw thousands of Muslim Americans in New Jersey celebrating the September 11th terrorist attacks. Despite having no evidence to support his claim, he is not willing to change his statement about the matter. Trump's campaign crew is currently searching for the video clips confirming his assertion of what he saw many years ago. However, law enforcement agencies have stated that these large celebrations regarding 9/11 and the Muslim Americans never actually happened.
We're going to take a short commercial break, but when we return, we'll have your weather forecast along with a special piece on yum berries.
What I like about Slippery Rock is that I have the opportunity to build relationships with my professors, and that makes my education experience even better.
Great, because there's a ton of stuff to do, and the track, and basketball, and hockey, and volleyball, and so many other different things, and it's a really great way to de-stress after class.
Rock is a really tight-knit community, and it really feels like home.
In cinematic news, Disney Pixar's newest movie, The Good Dinosaur, was released this past holiday weekend. Earning around $56 million at the box office, the animated film was the fourth highest five-day movie release over Thanksgiving weekend. Despite the movie's success, it was considered a disappointment for the Pixar team. Although efforts to increase sales and viewer turnout were made by pushing back the film's release date, The Good Dinosaur ranks as the third lowest debut in company history. Coming in at an estimated $200 million to produce, the movie was greeted with a surprisingly lower turnout than Pixar was expecting.
In other film news, the final movie of the Hunger Games series, Mockingjay Part 2, was released on November 16th. Based on the famous books written by Suzanne Collins, the film represents the final installment of the trilogy. The film's main character, Katniss Everdeen, who is played by Jennifer Lawrence, and her closest friends, Peeta, Gale, and Finnick, join together for one final mission to kill the evil President Snow. This is Katniss's last attempt to finish the war on Panem, shutting down the President's Hunger Games once and for all.
This holiday season, the Big Butler Fairgrounds has been transformed into a Christmas wonderland. The Butler County Tourism and Convention Bureau has paired up with Shadrack's Christmas Wonderland for the project. An estimated 100,000 visitors are expected to make way to Butler County from surrounding areas. Running through the fairgrounds, 3 millions of roads will be lined of millions of LED lights set to dance festive tunes with Santa Claus waiting at the end of the journey. The display will be open to visitors all evenings of the week from now until January 3rd. The cost is $25 per vehicle, and a portion of the proceeds will go to Project Bundle Up.
For a special piece on frozen yogurt, we went out and reported on a local business, Yum Berries.
Hi guys, it's Shannon Golden from WSRU TV, and I am here with Rhonda Chris, the owner of the new frozen yogurt shop at Slippery Rock. So, what is Yum Berries?
It is self-serve frozen yogurt. Pick your own yogurt, pick your own toppings.
How did you decide to open your own frozen yogurt place?
Well, I was actually looking to get out of my previous job and was looking for something that I could interact with people and that I would enjoy doing. And it just seemed like Slippery Rock was a perfect place to put in a frozen yogurt shop.
So, how often do you change your flavors?
Every couple of weeks to once every month. Kind of depends on how the flavors are going. Picking the yogurt itself is a little more complicated, just simply because there's so many flavors and there's so many twist combinations.
Right.
So not only picking the flavors, but picking another flavor that goes with it to make a twist that I think will be popular also. The toppings is actually kind of fun because it's just going through the list from the supplier and basically deciding if I think that would be good on my yogurt. Because if it sounds good, if I think people will like it, then I'll offer it. If it's something that doesn't sound good to me, I'm kind of like, do I really want to put that out there? Because I don't think it's going to go well. So yeah, a lot of it is just based on my own personal opinions. I have the nutritional sheet facts on all of the flavors, and every one of them lists whether it's a milk allergen, a peanut allergen. That's another thing that makes it kind of tricky when you're ordering the flavors. I want to be sure that I'm including at least a couple of flavors that somebody with a peanut allergy could still get something here. And if you are somebody that has a peanut allergy or something along those lines, if you just say something when you come in, we'll be happy to go in the back and get you fresh toppings so that we know there's no cross-contamination and you're not at risk.
So, if you had to pick, what is your top 2 favorite flavors and top 2 toppings?
So I absolutely love the sea salt caramel pretzel. It's very, very high on my list. I'm also a big fan of that orange creamsicle, the twist with the orange and the vanilla. Didn't really think that I was going to be, but I really like that. Top 2 toppings is easy: cookie dough pieces and cheesecake bites.
Alright, that's all we have for you guys now. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Rhonda, for taking some time to talk to us today.
Thanks for stopping by.
Back to you guys, SRU.
This week's 7-day weather forecast is looking hot and rainy. On Tuesday, we have a high of 90 and low of 73, followed by on Wednesday 88 with thunderstorms with a low of 66. On Thursday, rainy with a high of 73 and a low of 57, with a nice Friday coming in at 81 degrees for a high with a low of 57. This weekend's looking rainy with a high of 72 on Saturday and a low of 55. Rain continues through the rest of the weekend for Sunday with a high of 70 and a low of 52. And starting out your week, continuing with the rain, 73 with a low of 52. That does it for your weekly weather update. I'm Chief Meteorologist Zachary Stiefel. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. I'm Shannon Golden.
And I'm Peter Moran. Have a great week, Slippery Rock.